Well, Ruby, what is you doing?
Hey, wait, sorry, what are we sorry.
You
What are
know
we all
what?
supposed to
Fuck
be
it. This
doing?
is all gonna be part of it because what we want everybody to motherfucking do is smoke weed and watch Motherhood Sex
Sex
Marijuana.
marijuana. Because
Yes.
we always in the building.
We always in the motherfucking building. Season 7, setting legendary trends. We gonna be coming with some new shit and be in the building for all of it every Sunday on time. Cool.
I know I'm coming. They know I'm coming. I know they gonna be there. And they know I'm gonna do the best job I can possibly. 60.
Marijuana. Because
Yes.
we always in the building.
We
Child, why you always gotta come in yelling? Like, the fuck? You always gotta come in yelling. Like, girl, you don't gotta yell. Anyway, Motherhood Sex Marijuana in the motherfucking building. Kai Storm in the building. Ruby Dog will soon be in the building as well as our guest. Season 7 setting legendary trends. Let's get it, people. Let's get it. How you doing? All right, of course, we're waiting for Ruby and our guests. And today we have a very special guest. Apparently, he has attachments to old school rap and Big Daddy Kane and all these people. I can't wait to hear all about it. Anyhow, should I take a minute to tell the people to but then again, the people should know where the fuck they should be supposed to be at this time. Feel me? I ain't got time to be reminded. Never mind the fact. Yes, I'm still figuring out how to cut out the parts that don't necessarily need to be here. You know what I'm saying? Working with new equipment, and while I do have time, I also don't have time. I mean, I could figure it out, but I don't know. Either way, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you spread the word, tell a friend. And if you, so far we have 19 episodes booked. We're trying to do 25 episodes for season 7. And so if you want to get down, it's definitely time to jump on the schedule. Of course, we want you to make sure and get Motherhood Sex Marijuana Rolling Papers. This episode is definitely sponsored by Motherhood Sex Marijuana Rolling Papers by Snail Papers. Child, I paused for a second. Yes, I'm high already, but of course we're gonna get more high. Ooh, Ruby Doll is here. All right, well shit. Hopefully our guest will be showing up soon. Anyway. Am I good at stretching it out until motherfuckers get here? Let me know in the comments. But in the meantime, like and subscribe. Definitely hit us in the Cash App to order some Motherhood Sex Marijuana Rolling Papers, and definitely buy our merch. Definitely spread the word, tell a friend. Let me get Ruby in here. All right. Yes.
Hey, Queen, what's up, baby?
Good. What's good, bro?
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? I guess ain't here yet.
Okay.
Shit. Okay, I like that shirt. What is that?
Thank you. It's just a little, simple dress, you know, solid blue dress. Was that? Kai, can you hear me? Or is that our technical difficulty of the
Eddie
day?
Lord. What there? What is this? I can hear you talk. Let me hear you.
Okay.
All right,
I
cool. Yes, we're back. Of
Yay!
course, you know, introduce our, our technical difficulty that we must have at every episode. I mean, shit, she show up and
We
we all
almost
must show up.
expected.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But no, I was trying to ask you the color of your shirt. I like that shirt.
Thank you. It's actually a dress. It's just a long single dress, and
Oh,
I feel sexy up in it, but conservative. Let's just say that.
that's that's all we need to hear. Shit that we feel it's shit because that's the name of the game. We all supposed to feel good every day from the minute you wake up. Shit, you know what I'm saying? We like the song "Go Put On Your Makeup," all that hot shit. You know what I'm saying? So
It's
yes,
not it's not
but
even what you wear, it's what's in you. So it's not what you're wearing,
mhm,
it's what you're wearing in the inside. And I think I've banked on that a lot of
yes.
my life.
Yes, and then the fact is, shit. That's the foundation of self love. You know what I'm saying? No, it don't matter whether if you put on something that was $5 or $50. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it was, whether you bought it or stole it, it's yours once you got it in your hand.
Your
You know
possession.
what I'm saying? It's your possession. You put it on. It's all good shit.
Oh
Definitely.
my
You know.
goodness. I'm so excited
But
for the guest that we have coming on. I cannot wait until he comes on. Uh, What's that?
word, definitely,
Yes.
because I definitely want to hear how you even because first of all, let's make sure and get our intro in because
Okay.
obviously I just remembered that we ain't even get the intro in. So here we go. Motherhood,
Motherhood,
sex,
sex,
marijuana,
marijuana in the
motherfucking
motherfucking
building.
building. What's up, everybody? Much
Yes,
love
hi,
from your
yeah.
favorite stoner mamas.
Your favorite motherhood sex marijuana mamas, the ones that you watch and don't hit subscribe to, even though you should. I'm just not. I don't want to point out the people that love watching but don't want to identify. It's okay. It's okay. But we,
You
you're
know,
gonna have to join in regardless. You know what
we're
I'm
gonna
saying?
keep,
You're gonna have to
giving that
join in.
love. We're gonna keep,
You're gonna have
blessing y'all with that love. How about that? You know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby.
exactly,
It
exactly.
happen. But you know what? I'm so
Hmm.
excited
But yes,
for. Mhm.
I want to talk about how you even got this connect. Because first and foremost, a lot of the guests this season, you definitely have a cord. Make sure that we got people on the schedule. So, and this person right here, I'm trying to find out like where did the connection come from? How did it go? Because this
You
is
know,
like where you pull that out from.
well, here's the thing, you know what I'm saying? I can't wait for him to come on so I can express my gratitude to him too. But so long story
Hmm.
short, I want to shout out somebody very important. Her name is Medusa. Medusa is a rapper. She's an artist, she's an entrepreneur, she's a queen, she's an amazing performer, and she hails from Los Angeles. And so
Nice.
as I was introduced to Medusa, or I introduced myself because if I like you, I'm gonna say what's up. I'm gonna say hi.
Right.
My name is Ruby. You know what I'm saying?
Of
So
course.
it was to the point where she and I were working together. However, my life was it was like one of those that it was gonna take a deep dive down. And so I wasn't ready for responsibility really at that time because I was dealing with a lot of mental health issues and I didn't know myself, right?
Right.
And so I think I bit off more than I can chew. However, she did introduce me to this amazing king. I was introduced to him by the name of YZ. I think he can talk to you a bit more about who he is. However, I was so impressed by him, and he's a legend. He's probably a lot more humble than people would like to admit. But anywho, we were supposed to work together on a project, but like I said, my life plummeted and here we are. This is my second chance to be like, yo, thank you and much love and respect.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, that. Now that's cool because first of all, it came from networking, obviously. the connection came from networking, and then you know what I mean, and then you know obviously you and he's definitely big in music, so for him to you know for you and him to do a project together, it would be definitely, I would assume would be definitely dope. So you know what I mean, and any you know music conversation is definitely always interesting to me, because it's like, and because for me I'm looking at you know how people right now, when you look at the music industry from you know from people that are just trying to get in, to the people that are in, or to all the way up to the people that are in and making big and making big money, you still, there's still a underlining story, there's still a like understory that's kind of, it's been hush hush for a minute, but for the most part it kind of comes out every single time there's a you know a art, whether the artist is disgruntled or not, there's definitely a lot of stories within the music industry that you know what I mean, that sometimes when they come out you don't even believe that they're real and shit, like shit. And even, oh, even when they, you do believe it real, it's like it be years before anybody pay attention to it. Hence the whole you know Diddy situation. Like, like for years we all knew he was a thief, and it's only now that he's starting to feel you know the 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 thorns that he grew. You know what I'm saying? So definitely to get somebody you know that can speak to that existence is especially in any kind of you know back in the day connections, never mind now. I definitely would love to hear you know whatever he has to say and whatnot, but
Sure. And you
he
know, I
ain't
love
here
that
yet.
we
I don't
did.
understand.
I just actually was messaging him the link again, just so that he, you know, has it. He's definitely trying to get up
Mhm.
in here. But I
Okay,
think that it's really great that we're talking to a lot of kings, you know what I'm saying? And so the other day, somebody asked me what a friend asked, do you even like men? Like, what are your views on men type shit? My thing is, of course I fucking like men. However,
wait a
there's a
minute. I
difference.
mean, like,
Well,
what made them think that I mean, come on.
that I was bitter, that I was bitter, you know, from my situations prior. And it's like, nah, ain't nobody bitter over here. There's a difference between a man and a king and a god, right?
Mm,
You already know
exactly.
this. So yeah,
Exactly.
I don't got no time for no men, if you will. Like my girl Cher said, it's like a luxury. You know what I'm saying? It's having dick slanging at you is a luxury that we don't need if there's business to be had, right? So, anyways, I don't want to go on a rant, but these we are
No,
only
but
seeking
it's no,
kings
but
and
on
above.
some real shit, that is a good something to a good topic to discuss. Because first and foremost, like I don't think we've ever come off as men haters over here, or just or just you know putting women over men and whatnot. No, it's always been it's always been, we you know we honor and big up the kind of men that are actually doing right, that are actually thinking you know on a grown level and doing grown things and whatnot, and not it and not you know, and anybody that's on little boy status can go you know go sit down somewhere. And really I think if anything I think if anything you give off that you know what I'm saying, you first of all almost you give off that you like everybody. I don't understand anybody anything about no hating men. You give off that you like everybody. Never mind. Never mind the fact. You know what I'm saying? Never mind the fact that you know you also give off you're in an exploratory level. You know what I mean? At you know what I mean. You're still exploring and figuring out
Mm.
who you are while growing. You know who you are. You know what I'm
Friendly
saying? So,
pussy,
and
like Monique said.
and expressing that you know is nothing wrong with that. And then of course, but then there are some you know type of men that just automatically say, well, once you know you go the other way, that's the only way that's the only place you want to stay. And that's not necessarily fucking true. You know what I mean? People experiment and come right back. You know what I mean? And it's all and for you really it's all about who you love and who's gonna love you back the right is the way you want to be loved. Like, the fuck out of here. It's expression. The fuck? Child, please. I guess it's here.
You know
I
what?
guess it's here.
I don't know if I tried to, I might need your help, Queen, because I sent him the link again and he sent a screenshot saying that he couldn't get in. It was like that doesn't exist or something. So I
No,
just
but
did the invite. Was that?
no, he's in now. I mean, I'm
Oh,
assuming this
perfect.
is him right connected to audio.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I
I'm
appreciate
trying
that. What's up, Wesley? Is that you?
to figure out what's on that picture right there. What that picture is.
Or hello, sir.
Yes, please turn on your camera and talk to us.
Yeah, there he is.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Uh-oh.
Oh.
I
Uh-oh, what
think he's gonna
happened?
have to
Technical
rejoin.
issue number 2.
There you go. There's the other
It's all
one.
good.
Mhm.
We always have these and we push through. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to come through and
Exactly.
say hi, I guess, and cut him off at the same time. And cut him off at the same time, like ridiculous.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad that he at least, that's a flash of him. At least it wasn't that one situation where somebody randomly pops up and then we're just like talking to some random person.
Like,
Remember
who
that
the hell
one
you?
episode?
Yes, I remember that. I
Yeah,
remember
we
that.
thought
Like,
it was
who the hell are you?
419.
And he was just like, nah, I just decided to jump on because
That was a previous situation. So this is actually an intentional meeting with this gentleman. Sir, what do you want us? What do we call you?
Whatever you want. I'm YZ or whatever. I don't care. Ask me
You
on what did you
know,
call what did you call me before you actually called?
why I called
Like
you
that
YZ.
that's
Yeah,
good.
I called you YZ, of course, King YZ, but I just there's just another name that flashes up. So I don't know if you wanted us to call you
What
something
what
else.
what name comes up? Ali or the Black Bank? Which one?
It says
it says
Pride
Pride
Road.
Road.
It says Pride Road.
Mhm.
Yeah.
From my phone? Huh. That's funny.
Yeah, it definitely says Pride Road.
All
But
right, let me fix that.
Thank you
good.
for
That's probably from an old meeting. Let's see how I can fix that. Let's see.
no
I don't
worries,
know
whatever
what to do.
you want to do.
I mean,
So
as long
so it says
as
it
long as
doesn't
you
matter to me,
introduce
but let me see.
yourself, nah,
Okay.
it's all good. As long as you
Yeah.
introduce yourself, tell us, why you here, and what brought you to
I have a
our great
backstory why
podcast.
he's here. I
Oh,
wanna say something before he says all that. Please,
oh,
YZ. I was sharing before you joined us that when I was introduced to you, I must say that it was just one of those times in life where your life just takes a dive down deep. You know what I'm saying? And I don't
Right,
think I
right.
was well, here's the thing. The beauty about, just how I would say the blessings come, things change over time. And so when I met you, I was somebody that just didn't know who I was, let's say that. And
Right.
now I know what I'm not, let's just say that. And I'm so, so happy to have you on here because I love you. I'm just going to tell you that. And that's like
Oh wow.
from a
That's
it's
good.
from a deep, it's from a space of I see you as a thought-provoking leader that people should listen to. It doesn't matter what you've accomplished in this, I would say this matrix of a society, more so than your spirits. And I just wanted to
Right.
thank you for that. We're inviting kings to come on here to build with us, to kind of pick their brains a little bit and just to build. So thank you. I'll shut up now.
No, I appreciate the invite. I appreciate that the love even, that I respect that, and I love the fact that you see these things in me, and I look forward to the build. I look forward to learning more about you and you guys and what you're doing, and if I can lend in any way, you know, I, I'm here for that. I mean, hope. I'm able to enlighten, some of your fans.
Of
Hey,
course, of
please.
course.
Thank
You
you.
know,
We
I
want to hear, we want to hear you, give yourself, tell us, exactly who you are and, what you do. And you know what I'm saying? Then we'll go from there.
right. Um, well, I'm YZ, the Black Bank. I am a businessman of sorts. I started my first company when I was 16, and I never looked back. I mean, I've been kind of thriving since then. A lot of people know me from music, and so I put out my first album when I was just about to graduate high school. I put out like this. Actually, my man sent me this record that he bought online, and I hadn't seen it in a while. It's probably in my basement somewhere. This record. This is the very first record I ever put out.
Wow.
While I was still in high school. He bought it online. He bought two of them, and he sent me one of them. So I was like, yeah, that's dope.
That
It's a
is.
shame what they charging people for these records nowadays. But yeah.
Mm.
So anyway, I want to do this right, okay? I want to do this right. Can you give me just 2 seconds? Don't leave.
Oh yeah, of course not. We ain't going nowhere. Shit.
Yeah,
First
take
thing
your
I
time.
want to say is, Rue, when's the last time you seen a 45? No, a 45. These children don't even. They like what was that? That was a big ass disc. That's a 45.
They will never
Okay,
know the joys and the
45.
anticipation
Okay.
of what that means.
The
Yeah.
last time I seen a 45 was when Jay-Z had his display at the Brooklyn Library, and he had his records up there, and literally he had he had turntables and everything, actual turntables playing his records. I was like, yeah. And literally the girls that was standing next to me, I was like, y'all bet y'all ain't never seen 45s in your damn life. And they would tell me to laugh and shit because they knew I was like, nah, y'all are under 18. Y'all ain't never seen 45s in your life. Fuck.
They see it at those like retro shops, or you just buy shit because it's pop culture. You know what I'm saying? They might know somebody
Yeah,
that
it's
way,
funny.
but they don't
You're
know.
right. You're right. They're coming back. You're right. As a matter of fact, I'm 2 songs from finishing a new album right now called More Organic,
That's right.
and I actually recorded more songs than I needed to, but I still feel like I need to record two more songs. So I'll be back in the studio on Tuesday, and then and probably on Thursday, and then I'll be done with this album. So it's coming along pretty dope. I like it. But
That's
anyway,
right.
so yeah,
That's right. We want
yeah,
to
so
pick your brain on some music shit. Well, I have some questions. I have some questions
yeah,
that don't really
oh
have.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get into the first one because I wanna be prepared this time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Okay.
okay, yeah, yeah.
So
I hope I gave my description, but like I stopped midway. That's enough for people to understand who I am so far.
you know what? I have a feeling that you answering these questions will give people more insight.
Okay, good, 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 good. There you go.
Okay,
All
the
right.
first one is what song or songs would describe you as a now there's a second part to this. You can choose to speak from the lens of lover, friend, or leader. So what song would describe you as a lover, friend, or leader?
What song? It's funny. The first artist that came to mind. So I'm gonna probably stick with this. I'm probably gonna be in trouble for doing this, but the first artist that came to mind was Prince. Um, and the first song that came to mind, don't ask me why, was "You Need a Lover Like You Need a Hole in Your Head." Another lover like you need a hole in your head. And so let me think about why that is. I think when uh, when I think of people, I always think of them being the original, person. There's no one quite like you on this earth. Even if you have a twin, and I come from a family of twins, it's a bunch of us. when I look at the twins in my family, there are no two that are the same. And so when I think of that song, I think of myself as being the authentic me. Um, there is nobody else like me, and I would think that if there was a lover in my life, I would hope that they would that would resonate to them, that I would actually give them everything that they needed, and hopefully that would be reciprocated in that.
Both.
So wait a
Um,
minute.
um,
So wait a minute. So we kind of answered two questions in that one because we established did we established that we have no one in our lives currently that has stepped up to the plate and done what they need to be doing to be around in your life.
no, actually, okay, so let's talk about that. Me personally, my wife is upstairs. She can probably hear this conversation. I've been married for 31 years.
Oh,
Beautiful.
And
okay, now that's what's up.
That's beautiful.
yeah, I've been married for 31 years. We've been together, Allison. We've been together for what, 33 years, something like that. I know she can hear me because she can hear everything. You know how like you got a person that's in the chat, she can
Allison
hear.
is like not, Allison ain't answering
Can,
because answer is like,
no,
nigga,
no,
you better act like you know.
nah, she's
That
not
happened.
even.
No, I ain't answering. You better act like you know.
She
What?
know, she know.
No,
No,
I'm not answering you.
no, she's very different than that. She's not, I don't know. I guess you have to find a partner that works for you. Not everything in partnerships are always going to be eye to eye. But you have to be able to get to a point in your life where you realize in yourself that, hey, this is the path that I chose, and I'm going to stay the path, no matter how bumpy it gets, no matter how you
Mm.
know loving it gets, no matter how bad it gets, no matter how great it gets. You just have to get through it. I mean, because that's what life in general is. Let's take your partner out the picture. If you were doing it by yourself, what would it look like, and what would you have to accomplish in that? So if you do it with a partner, you just have to realize that you have to walk that line, knowing that there's somebody else that has to, that's going to be affected by your decisions, that's going to be affected by um your ups and downs, that's going to be affected by your wins and your losses, so
Fantastic.
Exactly.
Total.
Exactly. And that also shows that now that person not only is there for all of those things, but is able to, talk you through situations when from the outside looking in, you know what I mean? Because as a good partner, that's what the person is supposed to do. If they, they come to you with a situation and you like, okay, wait, maybe you shouldn't approach it that way. You have that connection to reciprocate those feelings without making it without making it seem or anybody taking it as you just hating. No, this is I'm talking to you from because I love you, therefore I'm giving you the best that I know,
yeah,
and good advice is what I'm supposed to be here for.
That's right.
Definitely.
yeah, that's true. I mean,
And
I'm
I
not
want to
necessarily
congratulate you for. I'm sorry, but I want to congratulate you for having such a long length in marriage. Because best believe, it don't even matter what race you is. That them kind of marriages don't exist. It's like the people is trying to make it seem like it can't get to that, and
no,
people have gotten
I
to that.
disagree.
So I'm glad
I
that you
totally,
one of the
yeah, I
people
totally
that can do.
disagree. I think people have kind of let themselves down, and they allow things to sway their thinking. The media has done that all through my life, but nowadays, because you're a constant child or feeding into the media so much, it's very easy to get lost in the matrix. I agree with you. I think that a good partner will ground you. I'm not gonna say everything is perfect, because that don't happen. That don't happen. You know, I don't expect us to always agree. We're not really like the.
Word.
She would probably disagree with this because she thinks that sometimes I have an attitude. But the truth is, um, she is the attitude in the house, and I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with that. I mean, I prefer, you know, even though I think like my parents are still married, and that's probably what is reflecting on me. My brothers are both married, and my younger brother, he's probably been married for 20 some odd years now. That's my baby brother. So I think if you grow up seeing these things and understanding that, hey,
Word.
your parents aren't gonna, like, I look at my parents now, they seem more calm and happy now than they ever did while I was growing up. And I guess when you got, you know, three boys in your home and you got to deal with so many things, not just in your life, but their life too, it's a little hectic.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're a child, you don't really understand that. But when you become a father, you become a husband, you become a spouse, you start to realize that, hold on, wait a minute. Now, these lessons that I was subconsciously getting as a child, I understand them now. I can better um, digest
Word.
and regurgitate something that's going to make sense in this, rather than just be this person is like, to hell with this shit. I'm out. You know, because it's easy to
Mm-hmm.
do that. That's an easy out. That's an
Right.
easy out.
Indeed.
You can walk away,
Indeed.
but I don't think that's helping you, because all that's going to happen is you're going to get into another relationship and you're going to do the same thing. And I think that that's what's happening today. Most people, what, relationships last a year, maybe marriages even, you know, last what, 3 years. They used to say 7,
Indeed.
but
Right.
nowadays it doesn't seem like the relationships are even lasting that long. And I think it's because, think about it. You go on your computer and you got a plethora of what you would consider choices, even though they're just matrix choices. They're not real, but in your
The
mind,
matrix
I can,
choices, their
Real
algorithm
talk.
choices,
the
you know what I'm
algorithm
saying?
choices. Yeah,
Their,
yeah,
their,
yeah.
their conversation listener choices, because
Yeah, yeah,
let's be honest,
yeah,
the electronics are listening. So the
yeah.
electronics hear you saying some
Oh
fuck
yeah,
shit.
for sure,
And then
for
next thing you
sure,
know,
for sure.
fuck shit show up on your Instagram.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure,
You
for
looking at
sure.
fuck shit and thinking some
Yeah,
that
yeah.
fuck
It's
shit is
about
in your
it's yeah,
DMs. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole fucking
yeah.
trail of fuck shit.
Oh yeah,
Well,
for sure, for sure.
thank you. That I think these conversations are super important. It leads me to my next question, which
Mm.
advice that you would give a parent who is happened to be single by choice for a long time, let's say 3+ years, and what advice would you give them as they prepare to enter back into the dating world?
Um, the only advice that I could give to anybody, in regards to dating and in regards to living, period, you have to become comfortable with yourself. You have to become, um, I think, don't confuse comfortable with like this overconfident thing that's going on out in the world. I mean, comfortable. I mean, literally, like, in order to fall asleep, I have to be comfortable. I have to feel like I'm safe in that space to close my eyes and be okay with being away from this situation for a few hours. And I think that's what I mean. I don't mean that I have to be like, I'm the shit and you have to be the shit. I don't mean that. I mean, hey, I'm okay with who I am. When I look in the mirror, I'm not mad at what I see. I love what I see. Um, and I don't mean that from a vainish way. I mean it from a very realistic standpoint. Hey, I'm blood, I'm flesh, I'm sweat, I'm tears, I'm agony, I'm joy, I'm everything
Yes.
in the spectrum, and I'm okay with what it is. And I think if you can become okay with yourself and become confident in that, and I don't mean overly confident, I mean just aware of yourself and aware of your foibles, aware of your ways, then I believe that that's the first step. And once you are that, then I think it's very easy to differentiate who you allow in your life. And I ain't just talking about uh um sexual in nature relationships. I'm talking about anybody. I mean, because I think that anybody that and you don't realize this when you're younger, but when you get older, you realize that anybody that you let in your circle is going to affect it. Anybody. Hey, I got a dry piece of paper, right? And I let a drop of water in that circle, it's going to wet it. It's going to make it wet. It's going to soak it up. And so I think that if you want your space to be dry and clean, then you will watch what you let enter it. Just like if you want your body and mind to be clean, you will watch what you put into it. And I don't mean just food. I mean the things that people say, anything. I mean, because some people just aren't worth the energy. And I don't necessarily mean that it's not worth the energy from their standpoint. Sometimes it's not worth your energy to give to them.
Amen.
Indeed. The name of the game is whatever you put out, you want it to come back to you in a good way and whatnot. So you damn sure are not gonna be involved with anybody, especially with kids, based on the fact that no matter whether it's boys or girls, young or old, you don't want them to have any kind of experience with people that you brought in your house or brought around you, to affect them. And yeah, and that's why on this show we always say that when between your 20s and your 30s, feel free to explore, and what I'm saying, because you figure out yourself, because that's the age where you're supposed to be figuring yourself out. But when you get to you after your 30s and 40s, you get comfortable. You already set in certain ways. You know what you want.
In theory.
You know what I'm saying. Your own signal, your own body will give you good signals and bad signals about people and situations. So, and you'll follow them, and if you don't follow them, you'll get the repercussions of not following them. So really it's so really when especially with your kids, like especially because I learned it in myself, like you gotta you know what I mean, depending on who you bring around your kids, is that situation will affect them more than it affect you. You know what I'm saying? So you absolutely have to be, that's one of the main contracts you sign, the main invisible contracts you sign as a parent, that I'm gonna protect you from A, B, and C, but also D, E, and fucking F. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna make sure that motherfuckers don't come around here and do no kind of fuck shit to myself. Never mind people that I'm supposed to protect. Now,
Amazing.
now
Yeah,
it's
good advice.
we didn't actually talk about if you have. Now, did you mention if you have kids, or what's your take on having kids if you don't have any?
No, I if you don't have any, or you're asking me if I do have kids.
No, I'm
I have two.
asking if you have kids, and if you don't,
Yeah. Both of my children are grown. My son is
okay.
my son is in New York. He's 32, and my daughter just moved out the house. She's 26.
Awesome.
Her
Black
room
don't
used to be
crack. I
her
tell you,
room.
black don't crack.
That's
Yeah, so
amazing, man.
her room actually, we turned, this was where my pool table was. We actually turned this room into her bedroom because she wanted to be on this side of the house. And as soon as we turned it into her bedroom, she moved out. Like maybe 3 weeks later or a month later or something like that.
Hey,
But
American dream at its
How
finest. Which,
proud you must,
yeah.
how proud
my
you
wife,
must be
my
to
wife calls
have
this
grown children, though.
yeah, no, I think it's I think children I'll take that from another perspective. Parenting does not stop. And I see it with my parents to me. They're still my parents. And my mother will, I remember, okay, you mentioned my beard earlier, or somebody did. And 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 Ruby, I think that was you.
Had to
You
be.
mentioned my beard. Yeah. My
I
mother,
don't think so.
no,
I, but okay.
I thought you said it, but maybe not. Maybe it was just me in
Okay.
my own head. uh,
Probably.
um, she called me for 3 months, maybe 4 months, and she would FaceTime me, and she would say, "Hey, you're too handsome to have all that hair on your face, such and such and such." And I was like, "Mom, I'm not really about this look. I don't have time to go to the barbershop. I don't have time to do that. I don't live that life. You should know me better. Blah, 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 blah.
Mhm.
No, but it's just getting too long. You need to cut it off." She did that almost every day, if not every other day, for 3 months until I cut it off because I just got sick of hearing it. I got sick of hearing it. Then when I did it, I was mad at myself. And so I told her after that, I said, "Hey, Mom, I'm gonna let my hair grow back. I'm not ever cutting it again. So please don't bring it up. You have a husband. Do you talk to him that way?" And my father is usually like in earshot of all of our conversations. So he probably wonders, like, why are you trying to control this man's life from 900 miles away? You get me? Like every day she does it.
Hey, you know what? That's
So
such a
parenting doesn't stop. Parenting doesn't stop.
no, it doesn't. And you know what? Blessings to you, to your family. That's really rich. That's right there is success, where you have these generations and you're just passing along like not necessarily wealth, but just gems of just experience, that's irreplaceable. And my next question, oh, go
And
ahead.
it's literally just a foundation of togetherness. Like y'all, like because you said your brothers are married, your parents are married. You know what I mean? It's like you're setting a foundation. So your kids are gonna be. You know what I mean?
I can't think of anybody. I can't think.
They're
Yeah,
following those steps
I can't.
too.
I can't think of many people in my family and my generation who's not married. No one. All of my aunts and
Mhm.
uncles are married until their spouse
Nice.
passed away. I probably have two cousins, but their brother is married. Um, so most of the siblings and cousins in my family are married.
Mm,
You know? And I guess it's probably what you said. You grow up seeing these things, and it just becomes second nature
Indeed.
after a while. And the same thing with
Indeed.
my wife's family. Same thing with her. All of her siblings um, were married or are married. When I say were, that means they're not here anymore. That not that
mm,
they would still be married if they were still here. But then now their children, though, their children. I don't. None of them are married just yet on
mm.
my wife's side. So I guess there's still time. They're young.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's good. That's really how it's supposed
Really?
to be. You know what I mean? That's how
My daughters, my
you
daughter,
get to. I mean,
my son and daughter are married.
Oh, shit.
They're not married. My son and daughter are not married.
Or not.
right.
They're not
Right,
married.
that's what I'm saying. That this is the time to explore and figure out, on your way to that. But because they come
I don't
from
know.
that,
I
you
don't
know what
know.
I'm
I
saying?
don't know.
I feel
You
like,
just said that.
that'll be an idea all the way in their head.
I don't know. I don't. When we say explore, like, okay,
I don't
let's
mean
just say we
explore
talking.
like
No,
explore
no,
like
no, no, I don't know that. I
sexuality.
know.
I mean, like,
No, I
you know
know.
what I'm
I know
saying?
what you mean.
Like go like learn the world, learn yourself. You know what I mean? It be,
No, I get
you
it.
know,
I
if
get
you're
it.
gonna be in a
No, I get it. No,
relationship,
that you have to
figure
do.
out, you know, what you're not gonna handle and what you can handle, because nowadays relationships have trust and believe will put you through, because again, because we live in a social media environment, and you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying, and we
yeah,
have and you know what I'm saying, girlfriend, you know what I'm saying, if a female of certain age, she got girlfriends that are her age, you know, they could be on the materialistic type of thing. You know what I mean, it depends on who, you know, who they hang out with, and you know who's influencing their thoughts. That so at I feel like, you know, at between 20s and 30s is really supposed to be the time where you're figuring yourself out. You know what I mean? Yes, if you know, meet somebody and you fall in love and you want to get married at that time, then yes, obviously that's your decision. But you shouldn't feel forced to do that. Like you should be, you know, have that time to explore and figure yourself out. Because let's say you do get in a relationship with somebody for the wrong reason, and then you end up divorced. Like I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of divorces is happening, is because materialistic shit. And then of course social media is definitely a
well, it's
significant
their
factor. Like
teacher. Yeah, it's their teacher.
the,
It's
the
teaching
the
them.
people
Yeah,
thinking that they got choices in their fucking timeline, and you don't,
yeah,
because you don't know who the fuck you talking to
yeah. That's right.
online.
That's
You
right.
know,
That's right. To add on to what you're saying,
absolutely.
I wasn't. To add on to what you're saying, I wasn't saying. You know, I agree with you. I think life is an exploration. I think you're gonna always explore. My my wife is almost 7 years older than me, and it's funny. My daughter, when she was dating, she dated men almost my age, right? And all of that shit's to the wayside. And I hate to put her shit out there because she's probably gonna look at this later and be like, "Hey, Pop, why are you talking about me?" Because I'm a very private person. But I think we are what we see. The person that she is with now is probably 5 years younger than her, or 4 or 5 years younger than her. She seems happier with him, and they've had a longer lasting relationship than any of this other shit that's happened to her in the past. My son, on the other hand, and I'm gonna say this out loud, he's probably gonna get pissed off at me. I don't think he trusts women. He likes having fun with women. He likes having friends that are women, but to marry them, I don't think he trusts them enough. And I don't know if it's because he's enough. My mother told me when I got married at 23, and remember my wife's older, so you know she was at that age where it's time to settle down, and me, she didn't put that thought in my head. I was like thinking, okay, well, this is it. My mother said, "You're too young to get married." She was like, "Hey, you need to think about it." In hindsight, my mother was probably right. However, since I had made that decision, you got to take the ups and the downs. You got to take the goods and the bad. She had to take a transitioning period from me, with me. She had to. I mean, because I was still just a child, you know.
Of
Um,
course.
she was just an older child. You get me?
Mm.
And so what I think I'm trying to say to what your point was is that life in itself is an exploration. You're going to go through trials and tribulations. You're going to go through, happinesses and ups. You're going to go through great highs and very, very uh, lows, like the lowest of the lows at points. But I think it's important for you to understand that if you can get through these things, you can get through anything. But you have to
Hmm.
believe that you can get through it. A lot of people, I think, they just have thrown their hands up. They're like, said earlier, the idea is, well, shit, I got plenty of choices out there. But then I'll keep hearing women say stuff like, there are no good men out there, you know, and I think that that's just not true. I think what's happened is, I think what's happened is your mind has been conditioned to believe what these people want you to believe. And this is probably going the beaten path, off the beaten path. I honestly think there is a structured entity that is very against the Black family unit, the Brown family unit. I don't think it's going to harm the Brown family unit as much as it's affecting us, because we grew up in this. We built this country, so we had that tenure where a lot of the people who are coming into this country, they came with a different kind of mindset. So they came thinking differently. And I just think it's a matter of time before they reach out to them too and control them. Because I mean, I think we're the test subjects. You get me? And so I think if I could tell anybody out there, going back to the other question, look, it's okay to look at the when I look at the TV, I don't look at the TV, even though I don't look at much TV, but when I was younger, what I'm saying is when I looked at the TV, I knew that the TV was fake. I knew that what I was watching was for entertainment purposes only. When you are online, realize that if you treat that shit more than just entertainment, when it becomes your life, sorry to say this, folks, you lost. They won.
Indeed.
Real
They
talk.
won.
Indeed.
And
They
you know
won.
what? That's because of discernment, and not everyone has that, you know. You actually answered a lot of the questions that I had for you.
Sorry
But
about that.
no, that's
Oh,
amazing
that's
because
good
we
though. That's good
accomplished it's
though. Yeah.
we're efficient. We're being efficient and effective so far, and I'm really enjoying this conversation. I just wanted to know, what would be your words of comfort for your, or you know, if someone's like lost somebody that's like really dear to them and they don't have a spiritual base, what would be your words of comfort for that person?
If they lost someone,
Yes. And they don't have a
um,
spiritual base to back
no,
up.
no, no, I get it. I get it. I will say to anybody that loses a person that they care about or love or respect, understand that this flesh is just what it is. It's flesh. It's not here to stay. However, the energy that you put out is here to stay. So realize that if you're going to put the flesh before the soul, maybe you might want to rethink that order of operations. This flesh is not here to stay. It's going to get older. It's going to get sick. It's going to falter.
Deteriorate.
It's going to deteriorate. It's going to get diseased. It's going to, and so it's really important. Again, to going back, it's like we keep going back to these points. It's important. It's important what you put in your head. It's important what you put in your body. It's important what you surround yourself with. So I would say to that question,
Word.
I would say to that question, first off, you have to be able to use discernment. You use that word. Discernment is a great. I use it in songs because I don't think that people discern enough. I think that
Exactly.
they don't think about things before they actually jump off the cliff. Hey, you left your parachute before you jumped. You know, and so if you thought about it, you would say, hey, I want to jump off this cliff, but I don't want to die just yet. So I want to make sure that I'm secure, that either I'm jumping into something that's going to be soft enough where I can sustain these injuries, or I want to be able to carry something with me that's going to get me safely there. And so if you lose somebody, realize that that's really not a loss. That's a gain. Every time something is lost, something is gained. We
Word.
have gained all of the seeds and flowers of generations and ancestry before us. And I would hope that we would leave seeds of nurturing nature, of vibrant and vibrance and ability to the next generation, and don't allow people to change spiritual guidance, because whether we like it or not, all we are is a ball of energy trapped into this flesh for a minute.
Right.
However, but the energy that you have in this body will go on and on and on and on forever. And so it's real important that you go in thinking that way. And I don't think that your losses will be as heavy on your heart. I'm not saying that they won't hurt, because it's shit. It hurts to lose $5. So
The girl, man, listen.
huh?
Shit, man, listen.
Yeah, it is.
Man, listen. Especially when you're broke.
Yeah,
Especially when you're broke.
You know, it's funny. I took these off my head. These glasses, I've lost these, not this particular pair, but I've lost these glasses so much that I've learned to just realize that, all right, just go get another pair, you know, because I ain't gonna spend my days trying to find those, and they'll come up when they come up. Sometimes they're not even lost; they're just somewhere where I didn't notice them. And so I just think the same thing is with the people. They are actually there. Those lessons that you gain from them are there with you. You are carrying those lessons with you. We are carrying, whether we like it or not, the lessons of the past with us. Stop. This is going to seem real strange what I'm about to say, but I think I have to say it. Have you, and this is to your audience and to you too, have you ever known something in your heart and in your mind, whether it be a word, whether it be a phrase, whether it be a song, whether it be the definition of something, or felt like you've been somewhere before? Look, those are really, really things that have come to pass. How can you know a song you never heard? How can you know things that you never experienced? Whether we understand it or not, our energy has experienced those things. We've been there before. That's why we dream. That's why we dream. I mean, we have dreams because of things that this energy has been through, stuff that we've never even experienced in this flesh before. But our energy has experienced it. And I ain't trying to sound, you know, too philosophical about it. I just think that 1 and 1 makes 2. It's logic. You can How do you know something that you know? How do you know something so assuredly when you know you haven't walked that path so assuredly?
You have, and you just don't remember.
Just don't remember. Or you do remember, but you remember subconsciously. So I think it's important to be in tune with that. Those losses are gains. I hate to lose people. I hate to see people pass. But one thing that I've come to realize is that this body is not here to stay. I mean, I'll be here another 100 years maybe, but after that, you know, this body's gonna.
Right, exactly.
Especially when you look like that, you know what I mean?
No, but see, okay.
Reality. The basis of what you're saying is about accepting reality.
Look, I've already accepted the fact that I'm going to live to be 150. I already know that. I know it for sure. And I'm not saying that in a joking manner. I'm saying I'm going to live to be 150. And when I've been saying it for years, because I know it to be so. I know it to be so. I know that sounds crazy as hell. Maybe not to you because you've been smoking. It probably sounds just right. No.
Man, listen. It sounds like a joke, man. It sounds like something that you would believe in, and as long as you believe it, it's all good. You know what I mean? And that's
there it is.
And that's one of the main things that we love to push on this podcast is believing in yourself, believing in your abilities, believing in what you can tolerate and what you tolerate. and just, you know what I'm saying, not feeling bad about it, not letting society or anything control how you move or think or do, you know what I'm saying? And one of the things I want to talk about, is, you know what I'm saying, is just, wrong, you know what I mean? Just, I feel like since the C word, it's like a lot of people are out there walking around with some with some pent up feelings and situations, and yes, they're letting society make them believe that they can just do shit and just walk away from it, and it has no effects, and at the end of the day, one of the main things you got to know is that your actions affect even strangers. That shit affects even strangers. Everything you do from the minute you leave the house it affects everybody. Case in point. Case in point. Just recently on Instagram, I'm watching it, and because I'm a New Yorker, I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying, I'm thinking it's just a old tape of whatever the fuck is going on that usually always goes on in New York City. But perfect fucking example about you affecting your situation, affecting other motherfuckers, and you not knowing. This motherfucker got on the train. He's obviously pissed off, arguing with somebody, and with the person that he was arguing with, like when I tell you, your man wasn't fighting back, your man wasn't arguing back. He was just sitting there chilling, just like looking at him like, yo, leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone. For real. Just back up off me. The video on Instagram went a good 20 minutes because whoever was recorded the whole, this man jumping in his face, telling him, I'll fuck you up, I'll do this and do that. To point 15 minutes, almost damn near 10, 15 minutes, the dude finally got up and said, yo, you're not going to leave me alone until we fight? Fuck it, let's fight. They begin to pretend scuffle a little bit. Then, you know what I mean, then they finally get on each other, and the dude that was the aggressor finally grabs the smaller dude and has him down, like, yo, I'm about to fuck you up. And it's like, and it's like, at this point, you looking at the situation like this is just a regular happening, but this person as he's grabbing the little person, he don't realize how this whole shit is going to play out, because at the end of the day, what happened was, as he was holding him down, this lady came along, stabbed him, trying to get him to stop, from choking or whatever he was doing to homeboy. And then he realized he stabs, he let homeboy go. He pulls out a gun. Somehow the little dude got the gun and cocked
and
that
shot the man and killed him. Did he kill him?
And it's like, exactly, and it's like, bruh, you literally got on this train to have somebody kill you with your own gun.
That's what he did. Yeah, he did it. That's his energy caused that.
Because you was on some sort of, I don't know what kind of, and it's like, I feel like situations like that, it's like you don't understand how you and what you're doing in effect, because literally he was on a train where it was going from an express stop to another express stop, so it wasn't like the train was going to get to the open door stop real quick. It was a good three stops here.
He probably jumped on there for that.
And these people on the fucking train. Homegirl that was recording, when she realized it was about to get hated, all you see is the video of her running. Like, yo, like the effect, and then on top of the fact that you hear, you know what I'm saying, people outside of New York, people hear about what's going on in New York, Army, Navy, and everybody want to be up in the train. It's like, and you see these videos and shit. I myself comment on videos like that, but at the same time, it's like, bro, that kind of shit affects everybody. Like, shit like that affects, like Like you in your bubble doing whatever the fuck shit, and that shit just blows up into a whole monopoly of affecting everybody.
That's
You know
right.
what
Mental
I mean?
health.
Hey,
Affecting
don't
Yeah,
all that.
mental health.
it's like,
I hope.
and
I
I
hope.
feel
I hope.
strongly because after the C word, it's like a lot of mental stress is being put out in social media. It's just making people either turn to these pills that want to fucking kill you as they curing you, or just turn to doing fuck shit. And at the same time, it's
Yeah.
affecting everybody, and that's the kind of
Yeah.
foundation that gotta we gotta fight through in order to teach ourselves self-love, in order to teach the kids self-love, and like and in your foundation to having a marriage built, marriage concept going through in through your family, like nowadays we gotta really go harder in order to push these good feeling about yourself concepts. You know what I'm saying? You gotta push harder to fucking get women to feel comfortable in their skin without running to something to chop this and break that. You know what I mean? Or to look certain way, or you know what I mean? And we also gotta, and like you said, society right now is trying to push our black men to be fucking gay and be feminine and to be our girlfriends. I don't want I don't want my husband to be my girlfriend. Like we chop it up, we have fun, we chit chat, but fuck out of here. Nah, we
Y'all
not
can
girlfriends.
gossip like girlfriends,
Wait a
but
minute, but
nothing
we not
else.
girlfriends though. But we not girlfriends.
Yeah,
And
no, 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 no. That's
No.
what
today
No.
girlfriends are for.
I literally had to tell him. I was like, you know what? Me and you are considered cisgender. He was like, the fuck you mean? I'm a man. I ain't no fucking cis or nothing. Fuck you talking to?
That's a whole nother
Fuck you talking to?
podcast. But you know what?
Yeah,
You guys said
he
some,
stood up and said, nah, I
yeah.
don't know what the fuck this is. I'm a man.
You
Fuck you
guys
mean?
really
Like,
dropped
you know
some
what I mean?
gems
Like,
on us. You guys dropped some bars. But I have, see, there's a thing. I've been studying frequencies lately. And I think the only thing that helps me to realign myself, besides having an orgasm these days, is meditation. And just like the art of just silence sometimes, because as you guys have alluded to, there's agendas after agendas, and not only that, there's unseen forces in terms of frequency. So long story short, there's certain frequencies that attract money, right, or wealth and what have you. The elite know that, and so there's been shifts of frequencies on the earth. I'm not even making this up. Y'all probably know what it is, right? But I'm also not an expert, but something instinctively, just like Mr. YZ alluded to earlier, there's sometimes where you're just like, it could be a word or something, but you're like, I don't know how I know this, but I know this. And that's the divine that speaks to us. And everybody has a right to that. You don't have to be a politician or any clergyman. So I think when we're in tune with certain frequencies and we put that intention out there, we don't have anything to worry about. And then we can make bold statements like, I'm going to live until I'm 150 years old. And we can stand on that. And so I think that the more that I've lived in this Western civilization and just observing the despair around me, and then trying to get rid of my own despair inside, it's just like I just can't help but think of a more simple lifestyle, right? Like I already sleep on the floor. I don't tell people that. But in my culture back home, we sleep on the floor. And the houses that we live in look like huts, like if you see in Moana, that you know what I'm saying? That anyways, there's a reason to this. So
right,
as
right,
somebody
right.
who just, you know what I'm saying? Like we like luxurious things. I'm westernized. I live in this bitch, okay? However, there's certain things that have happened to me, heartbreak, what have you, but have caused me to seek different frequencies. And because of this, like I'm doing different things I never did in the past 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like sleeping on the
Word.
floor and being content with that. You know what I'm saying? And just going to the park, watching the kids run around so they can burn their energy, and just putting my feet on the ground and hugging the tree. You know what I'm saying? And I do shit like that. And it's easy to do out in Portland. You know what I'm saying? Where I live. It's easy, but anyone can do this. And so, Mr. YZ, what spiritual practices help keep you grounded and keep you so sure of yourself?
Um, Prayer is always helpful. Meditation is always helpful. Um, I think food is very spiritual, whether we like it or not. Um, they don't call alcohol spirits for no reason. I mean, they call it that because it changes your frequency. So I I don't put I think alcohol, just like meat, have been um propagated onto our lifestyle. But alcohol is poison. And if you put it in your body, you are poisoning your body. We were talking, you had mentioned earlier about pills. Um, Somebody's trying to call me. Uh, you mentioned something about pills.
Yeah, definitely.
There's no cure in pills. Um, you know, when John D. Rockefeller hijacked the medical world and the educational world, he made sure that he was thinking about his family and his pockets, but nothing about hospitals make me comfortable. Nothing about pills and drugs make me know that they're there to pacify us, and that's all they're there for. But pill causes 10, 12, 100 of the symptoms. So if you're taking 12 pills a day, you got thousands and thousands of things wrong with you just from taking
Indeed.
something that's supposed to cure this one thing. I don't fool around with none of that. I stay away from all of that shit. Everything that we have is here for us. It was given to us in nature. And so man, hey, decided they at some point, I can't say all men, but a certain type of man said, hey, you know what? I'm gonna be God to these people because they need to be led. They don't know how to think for themselves. I want to be everybody's daddy. Well, for some, they were easily led and they bought into those ideas. For me, I use discernment and I know that pills kill. I know that I watched an uncle when I was maybe 12 years old or 13. My dad took me to see him. This man was as small as his arms. I'm already small. His arms were maybe half my size, and he couldn't even eat. He couldn't eat food. He couldn't eat regular food. We were there maybe 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, and he's there with alcohol, drinking strong alcohol in the morning. He died shortly thereafter because he could not eat. I know that alcohol and drugs kill people. And so if it ain't from nature, I don't fuck with it. I try to stay away. I already have a
Oh,
problem with sugar. Sugar is bad for you. It's the worst. Think about that. They pacify you. The thing that's the sweetest thing in the world will kill you the fastest. Will kill you the
mm-hmm.
fastest. So watch the people you fuck. Because not everybody that you fucking is good for you. And every
No,
time you do it, you're taking them with you. Okay? A lot of people they
absolutely.
seem to forget. If you fuck the devil is with you all your days.
Wow,
Absolutely.
okay. You know what? You just kind of scared me a little bit.
No, but I mean, in all honesty, Rue, that's a word because at the end of the
No,
day,
I
we
know.
talked about this on the podcast before that when you intertwine with somebody, what your essence and their essence, come together. And if that person means you fucking harm and is trying to destroy your confidence, trying to destroy how you feel about yourself, anything that's positive about you, that's one of the ways that they will intertwine and fuck with you first. Like
Hey,
literally.
hey, listen,
Literally.
check this out. Check this out. Ru, you said something. You said, hey, nothing short of having an orgasm will make me feel this way, make me feel better. There's something to that. listen, that orgasm that you're talking about is our life force. It's out. That's how we produce. That's how we reproduce. If you are giving that force up, realize they could have been 14 when it happened. If they are still with them. So women thinking and men thinking that you can go out here and fuck 1,000 people if you want to. Really, you fucked yourself. You fucked yourself. I'm not saying, hey, if you want to go do those things, to each his own. Do you, baby? That's what it is. But
Indeed.
please don't dismiss the fact that you are taking all of that weight with you where you go. Everywhere you go, in every relationship, every time you open your body up to something else, you are taking that shit with you. And you're leaving. What do you think those fluids that you're leaving? Why do you think those fluids have to mesh? That's life force being attracted right there, and you're taking that shit for granted.
Word.
That's a special time.
I appreciate that wisdom from you guys because I could clearly remember when I joke about this a lot. I was giving it out like stickers. Let's say that, okay? And then there's no amount of sage or Palo Santo that you can use to save that pussy. Excuse me. But at the same time, it's like there's also, I believe in repentance. I believe that you can, make things right as well. And that's the reason why I haven't been engaging or swapping lately. I haven't been swirling lately, And I'm so grateful for that because I say that I'm 40, but I'm still young. 40 is young. And some people could be older than me and they don't get it, but they have another life thing they have another life to live, and that's fine. I'm just so grateful to be conscious of it because it's my life.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
man. I'm sorry, what?
I didn't say anything.
Okay. And I just wanted to thank you again. I don't know, I want to be cognizant of our time too, because I know that we've been over an hour. But I do have another question if you guys don't have anything.
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, because man, I love this wisdom, man. 19 Keys ain't got shit on this high level conversation. Okay.
Exactly. And the fact is, that's one of the best things about our conversations on this podcast, that we talk about, just about encouraging growth, not only in self-love, but also encouraging growth. You know what I mean? It's about, everybody that comes on here definitely teaches us something. And, we hope to teach somebody something as they're listening to us. You know what I mean? And I feel with Ruby.
Hey, it's funny.
What's that?
What were you saying?
Oh, I said, or teach us what not to. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think that you're both very right, and I think that it's good that you are reaching out to people with, a positive message, something that will enlighten people, because people need enlightenment. I mean, just like what's fun without work? What's life without death? You have to be able to have that balance. So I think you have to be able to do it all. So I agree. I think it's wonderful that you guys take the time to share wisdom with people or share your wisdom with people and experiences with people, because sometimes it's the only way that they can learn.
I mean, the fact is, there's got to be a bit of real in all this unreal. You know what I'm saying? We recognize that, of course, the algorithms don't really, love us too much based on the fact that our name is Motherhood, Sex, and Marijuana. We, it is what it is. Fuck you, algorithm.
Well, the algorithm don't even know us. The algorithm don't know us at all.
That true too. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. But at the same time, there's levels, and we realize our levels. So, but one of the things, but we continue to push our content because, again, the real has to be out there. We are, when we started this podcast, we both agreed with ourselves, like, we live this life. We are mothers. We definitely have sex. We definitely smoke weed. And you know what I mean? And we want, we want to be able to join and talk to people about being real, loving yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you got a product or something that you pushing out, we damn sure congratulate you and want to encourage you on that. And as far as, like-minded kings like you, we absolutely want people to see that, this type of real exists. Like, no, don't have yourself, like you said, don't listen to the outside negativity and the live streams and whatever, TikTok, whatever. Don't listen to that's telling you relationships are fake and you have to do your body and you got to have 3-4 boyfriends so somebody paying the rent and you and getting your nails done. You know what I mean? The real has to be encouraged. The real has to be put out, and so we definitely, love when people like you and people like us join together in order to continue this path. Because regardless of how the algorithms are going to hate, we still coming back. We still going to do what we doing. We still going to get on top, fuckers.
And on
Yeah.
everything 100% either. I love that my sister Kai and I are so different, but we share the same core values. And I did take advice from, not to mention 19 Keys again, but he did say that if you want to build something big, then you got to build with a Black woman. And I just want to shout out the Black community, just our melanated brothers and sisters. My ancestors are melanated as well. Samoans, we come from Black, and we don't talk about that. Latinos too. We don't talk about how everything we just take and take and take from the culture and from these God people. And that's why, like, everything, especially my kids, being the gods that they are, goddesses they are, it's like that's a huge responsibility. And sometimes to go outside of yourself to see certain things. And I just want to thank you guys really, just for just being so magical. I don't think you get your flowers enough. I think melanated gods are gods. And so also, let me just, I want to ask one more question before we get up out of here, please.
And yeah, because then we gotta drop and let you drop any social media, any information you'd like us to share this video. When we drop this video, of course, we'll make sure and include that in the description. And of course, season 7 has definitely kicked off and started. So this episode will be, child, I can't remember. Wait. It's probably
number 3.
Either way.
Oh no.
Because the clouds be clouds.
We're right so now. Cute though. We're so cute
either
with
way.
our thing. Yes.
Lord, we got so many episodes recorded, we don't even know. But either way, as soon as it drops, we'll make sure and email you the link and all of that. But of course, let Ruby get your question in, and then YZ, of course, tell us, tell the people how to find you on social
and
media
how to buy your product. My last question is,
wait, what? We didn't get to talk about the products. What products?
He sells a lot of products. My bad. Go ahead, King, if you wanted to share that.
We can do that last. What was your question?
Well, my question was, if money was no issue whatsoever,
money isn't an issue.
Huh?
Money is never an issue.
Okay, all right, then, okay. Money's not an issue. You're right. That was a bad question. How about this? What is one thing that you spend a lot of money on that you are a little embarrassed about?
Nothing. I don't spend money frivolously. I don't know. I can't. Everything I spend, like I spend money to make money. Um, Money is only what you make it. It's fake. So I realized a long time ago that we can either waste all of our money, just like we waste all of our energy, or we can produce good energy and produce money. So what I do with my money is I produce products. And you know, you said something earlier that I wanted to add on to. You said something to the fact that we affect every we make. If every forget it for a second, if every black woman one day that they didn't want to go to work, they could control this whole country. One day, just one day, if they just said, you know what, fuck you guys for just one day. We're gonna take this day to ourselves and we ain't fucking with y'all. We ain't spending our money on nothing. We ain't leaving our house. We ain't doing nothing for you. You would
Power.
change the whole country. So that's power. That we are not tapping into. We keep forgetting that we did on our backs. We got people living and thriving, and they do it continuously. They not only do it here, they do it in Africa. They do it in other countries as well. They take our hard work and thrive on it. And their life is easy because our life is hard. We can second. All you have to do is unite. That's why they always decided, hey, if it's a few of those people over there, we need to break that up right now before if they start to do for themselves over there, they start to, start their own economy and they're doing their own, hey, we got to go and destroy that shit right now because if they start to get that way, we're going to suffer for it. And because of it, 5 white men on this planet own damn near everything. While 5 billion people are suffering. And so, and believe that you have to suffer, or you can change that dynamic in a whisper. In a whisper, like it said fast, money is not a problem. Money is not even real. It's not real.
Real talk.
And so if you make money an issue, it becomes larger than life. But guess what? You can say, hey, man, the ants that come in my house are a problem, and they become larger than life. Or you can decide, I'm going to do something about those ants coming in my house. Well, I think the same holds true for life. If you decide today that you want to do something, all we have to do is do it. Let it inspire others, and hopefully they can join in that plight. And if it's a good plight, into that plight and say, hold up, enough is enough is enough is enough.
Right.
We ain't taking this shit no more. Stop already. But until people become wiser or become more trusting,
or care.
Think about this. You know what? This is the last thing I'm gonna say before we get into the look. To every black person, every melanated person in this world, if you can hear this, hear what I'm about to say, and I hope it stays with you for all your days. Europeans and that people who come from European descent, they thrive on your inventions. They thrive on your back. They thrive on your blood and sweat and tears. They thrive and flourish. It's only possible if they make you fail. Stop being a failure. Stop being a failure for their success. They're fooling you and controlling your mind to make you hate yourself. So when you look at people like you hate yourself. So it's impossible to love something that looks like you when you look in the mirror and hate yourself. Learn to love and respect yourself, and then loving the people that look like you because don't think they don't love us. They love to make us hurt and suffer, but they love our culture.
Mm-hmm.
They love to make us hurt and suffer, but they love the things we do, and they would not have a life if it wasn't for us.
Real talk.
Okay. Exactly.
It is. So I hate that I'm screaming, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna calm
Yeah,
down.
that's all good.
Realize this. This shit can change overnight. And all it's going to take to agree. Hey, and don't get me wrong. We're fucked up because we think they are our gods. No matter how poor, no matter how uneducated, no matter how drugged up they are, they own our spirit. Why are you letting a man that bleeds, that has to die, that has to breathe air, that has to drink water, be your God? Stop that shit. That shit is like asinine shit. The only God you should be understanding and respecting is the one you see in the mirror every day.
Word.
If you can't respect that God, how can you respect the God you don't fucking know?
Real talk.
But those fuckers, they're living on you. They're living on your back. And you allowing that shit. Look what's happening in the Congo right now, but we can't get out of Gaza. We can't talk, but look what's happening, in Liberia, but we can't get out of fucking Israel or Palestine, not even Israel, Palestine. And not to say anything about Palestine, because that's fucked up what's happening. But Israelis, Jewish, not Jews, not Hebrews, Jewish people are usurpers. We know that shit. They've been usurpers from the day they started. In the Bible, they're usurpers. That's what the fuck they are. That's their culture. Yet, and you expect our Western world to not support that? We love motherfuckers that want to go in and be weak and take over shit. But in the Bible says, hey, and the weak shall and the meek, and the weak, and the weak, and the weak, and the meek shall inherit the earth. Those fuckers are gonna act like they are the victim at every fucking beckoning call. But in their weakness, they're controlling you. They're taking all of our tax dollars and giving it to them. Where, guess what? You can't get a break. If you fucking said, you know what? I ain't paying taxes no more. Where they gonna fucking arrest 30 million, 40 million, 50 million people? They ain't gonna do it. They can't do it. They don't have the ability to do it. So, but as long as they can control you, then we're gonna have kids in the Congo mining for cobalt. Kids, 5 years old, 6 years old.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be allowing that to happen. We shouldn't allow that. But because it's not, because we get to be on the phone and drive electric cars, it's okay. No, it's not. It's not okay. Because if that was your child, how would you feel?
Exactly.
If your 5-year-old has to wake every morning with you to go to the cobalt mine so the Americans can have a fucking cell phone, how would you feel?
Exactly.
Heartbreaking. It's
people take logic out of the equation, and that's why they would prefer the unreal to the real, because the real is heartbreaking at times. But guess what? But it's only heartbreaking because we allow it to be.
right.
We allow it to be. If we decided today, look, man, I ain't fucking with y'all no more. Think about it. A motherfucker in this country, you don't own shit. You can pay for your house for 30 years and over a 500 tax.
Because you don't own that land. Because you don't own that land. Exactly.
They'll come and take your shit. So if you're gonna spend your money, it should be generating money, not on frivolous shit.
Right.
You should be spending your money making money. And they're gonna hate this. You're gonna hate this. Some of you. If you're going to spend your money, spend it in your community. Spend it on people who look like you.
Absolutely.
Spend it on people benefit from it. Because those other motherfuckers,
And don't and when you spending your money on people that look like you, don't go up in there asking for a motherfucking discount and telling them that
No.
you can't afford or
Give 'em
you
extra.
can't pay. Nah,
Nah,
fam.
I
Nah,
ain't
fam,
against-
because you're not going in Nike and Gucci and Balenciaga. You're not asking them for no motherfucking discount. You're not doing
You
that.
know what's
You're not
crazy?
trying to pull down nobody prices in them stores.
Like, you know what's crazy? Louis Vuitton, Gucci, all of them, all of the designs came from Africa. They took designs from Africa
Real,
and
yeah.
made
Yeah.
and made and so what I'm saying to you, there isn't a business in this country that's huge or Fortune 500 that's not benefiting from Black people. And I ain't just talking about Black people in this country. I'm talking about Black people all over the world. They're benefiting because we've decided that those people over there are not us. And those people suffering, like you said, their suffering, whether we like it or not, affects us here. We can't even get respect from people who come in from other countries, and we built this motherfucker on our backs.
Exactly.
You got people who come from Africa who come here and look down on you because we forgot ourselves in the matrix. We forgot ourselves in the algorithm. We forgot. And if you're
But
gonna
at
do
the same
something,
time,
remember
they come here too, and they absolutely buy into the dream too. Let's you know what I mean? They definitely
well, they buying
buy
into the
into
fake.
the dream and
They
go
buying it. They buying into a fake dream, but that shit
you
is
know
not real. That shit is not real. That I
word
mean,
exactly.
but you think about it this way. It's almost like I said before with them. If the only thing you can do is buy products to make yourself and feel better about yourself, you must be the biggest fucking loser in the world. I hate to be that way with you, but if it takes a name brand car, it takes a name brand piece of cloth.
True, man. Listen.
If it takes a name, hold on for a second. This is important. I ain't talking to you two. I'm talking to your followers. Realize this, motherfucker. If it takes a name brand to make you feel special, you are the biggest fucking loser in the world. And you just gave the win to them. You fucking loser.
Exactly.
Real talk.
Real talk.
No, real talk. Because even today, my husband was watching a reel that where man said, where dude was like, "Did you know that the Lamborghini it has all BMW parts inside of it? So you paying for Lamborghini, you paying for BMW
Rolls Royce
prices,
Well, it's only a few.
It's
only a handful.
inside.
It's only a handful.
You know what I'm saying?
They all make the same parts, and most of everything comes out of
Right.
China.
Real talk. Yep.
Right.
Even Tesla.
So
Most Teslas.
Exactly.
Most
Even
Teslas.
Tesla.
Yeah.
So
And you know what, you guys? I really love Mike Tyson. Just real quick, I think he's dropped so much wisdom, and I want to hug him so much. And he said something the other day that really stuck with me. He said, "People that never really had no money like that don't know that that's not what it's about." And that really rung true because as a materialistic person before, for real, it was just like, what a slave was I to all that. And I've never felt more free. And if you knew how much money I had right now, you would laugh, but maybe not
no,
because
I
you're
wouldn't.
enlightened.
No, I wouldn't.
I feel so
We are
rich.
because
I feel like the
that's
sultan.
because the fact is that at the end of the day, no matter where, first of all, no matter where your pocket is, everybody's feeling the push to spend, get more, to spend more, to be around more.
You know what
It's
I'm
about
saying?
wanting
So
less, I
it's
think.
whatever you got, as long as, so at this point, I'm like, whatever I got in my pocket don't even matter, as long as I get, as long as I am good to myself, good to my family, and able to wake up tomorrow and do it all over again. That's all I need, really. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And while damn sure are happy, definitely glad that you have been part of the show. You know what I'm saying?
Man, such
Absolutely.
a blessing,
Uh,
man.
one,
YZ, you're
you know,
the shit,
thank you
man.
for all the gems that you dropped, and absolutely, all the wisdom. And I want
And
everybody
love.
that's watching the episode to feel and you know what I mean. Feel the lessons. Definitely represent what and understand what we represent and what we're definitely pushing with this episode. As far as
Yeah.
love yourself. Don't worry about and don't be about the what's outside and trying to make you into something that's not you. Like, you know what I mean? Be definitely, represented the best representative you can of yourself, and like you said, this is all flesh. It must
Right.
go away at one point. And the most important thing you need to do with your life is to leave something for, even if you don't even have children, leave something for somebody that represent goodness and positivity, so that, and realness, so that those concepts never fucking die. Because the unreal shit, the matrix, the fake shit, that shit is pushing hard to get rid of real shit. And we
Smoking
can't have
mirrors.
that.
It's all
We can't
illusions.
have
Actually,
that.
they put it at
We,
they used to have to work to do it. Now it's that we do it ourselves.
Word. That's
They
and
If
then
you look at all the TV from back in the 70s and 80s, they had to pay for all of these things. Now they put a phone in your hand and make you do it. And there it is. You can do. They make you hate yourself.
and it's like it makes you wonder. It's like, dang, I wish I was is ignorance really bliss, or like which one's worse, knowing it
For,
or
for,
not knowing?
well, to be honest with you, ignorance that's a saying. Ignorance is bliss, because not knowing something, you figured it's not going to affect you, but that's not true, because everything affects everything else. And so
indeed.
whether you see it or not see it, if a motherfucker does nothing but put exhaust fumes in the air, whether you
Mm,
know he's doing it or not, you're breathing
it's
that
happening.
bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
If a motherfucker's poison
Word.
in the water, drinking it because you have to have water, guess what? It's affecting you.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
put these bad messages in the air for the people to digest and live with. Shit, all it took was a few years. Think about it. 10 years ago wasn't as bad as today, and 5 years ago wasn't as bad as today. What is it
I
gonna
think
look
Mm,
like now?
everything that has happened since COVID has brought us into the mix is definitely brought on a change to make it more negative, to accept more negative, and to feel to let negative shit, control
Well,
your aura and your strength. but
well, I think
but
it's
well,
like I
like
they'll
mhm.
pay people for the dialogue. They'll pay people for the dynamic. They'll pay people to push these agendas. It's real
Mm,
easy to take
word.
some trendsetter, quote
mhm,
unquote, or social media guru, pay
mhm.
them to push
Right.
whatever agenda you want to push. People think, like you just said
Ab-
it, you don't know where these messages are coming from. Do you really know the fucking
But you
people
can
you're
hear
listening
them.
to every day?
Exactly.
If you can't sit around,
Word.
if they ain't answering your calls, or you
Yeah.
sending messages and they ain't sending nothing back, or there's no interaction, you might be fucking with somebody that ain't even you being catfish for real.
And
Exactly.
you know what? I was
Exactly.
gonna say too, I think ignorance might be bliss for
Again,
some because it means they don't have to take accountability. So one thing that we're really big on is taking accountability because you can't pay somebody to care. You can't force somebody to care. I don't even think that our ancestors can force us to do certain things. So you just that's why I wanted that little piece to do. We're really big on accountability, only because I've seen myself not take accountability, and then I lost respect for myself in a real way. So
That
I
happens.
really
I mean,
appreciate
that
yeah,
happens. We're all guilty. You're not the only person guilty of that. We all are. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's hard to take accountability in some instances, but once you learn that truth is really the best way to go, then you learn to operate, because the truth is
Right.
hard. The truth can be tough. Some people don't want to hear that shit, but the
right.
truth can be tough.
Mhm.
But
But
once you learn,
as you grow
once you
older,
learn,
you gotta accept it, because it definitely,
well,
as you grow older, you gotta accept it, and it comes it comes harder as you grow
well,
older.
yeah, but what you have to learn to do is learn to walk in it, walk in the truth, walk in it. And if you can walk in the truth,
Word.
then no matter what anybody says, no matter what anybody does, it won't matter,
Right.
because you know that you're walking in the truth. And people say, well, there's your truth and then there's my truth. Nah, I don't believe that. I believe that there is true, and then I believe that there is false shit. If you walk in
Indeed.
the truth,
Indeed.
if you walk in the truth, that shit, people will notice you from miles away, and they won't even
Word.
understand why they are noticing you.
Word.
Man, what is that?
Exactly.
What is that vibration I'm feeling around here? What's that vibration that keeps touching me? And it's just
It's
you
the
walking in
truth.
something that you ain't used to doing. But I'm telling you,
Word.
to walk in a lie, to walk in falsehood, man, that's an energy that's really scary, because once you start digging that hole, you keep digging and keep digging, and before you know it, you looking up, and you really deep in shit. And now you got to get
And
out of
then you
that
can't climb out.
when you walk.
And then you can't climb out.
That much
What you
harder.
But
say?
yeah, let's end on that note. Definitely, it's been a
Thank you
great
so much.
conversation. No, I was saying let's end on that.
You coming in and
It's
out.
been a great conversation. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, so well, yeah. I apologize about that, but
Appreciate you,
I
man.
hope everybody
Thank
can
you,
hear me
King.
clearly now, because I was saying it was definitely great to have you on the show. Definitely a great
Yeah, I
conversation.
appreciate.
Absolutely. As soon as
For sure.
you know what I mean, as soon as we drop this on YouTube, we'll definitely share it with you. And of course, any links and information that you want us to know, definitely send us via email, and we'll make sure and add it in the conversation and in the
Will do.
description box when we drop this episode.
Will
And shit,
do.
girl, this is one of the greatest. Absolutely. Ruby,
Motherhood
thank you
Salute.
so much.
one of the
YZ,
motherfucking
thank you so much.
building
Motherhood 691 in the motherfucking building.
with YZ. Yeah,
All right, see y'all later.
She breaking up. I can't hear her.
With YZ in the building.
Give thanks. Give thanks. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.